J.C. Newman Cigar Studios in Boston, Massachusetts. Welcome to the Smokin Tabacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Smokin Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another special episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from SmokinTabacco.com. I am joined once again by my beautiful fiancée, Smokin Nicole, and we are joined by the fabulous fellas at Smoke Inn. Alex Tavella, the GOAT, and the birthday boy. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday, the Big 5-0 to Mr.
5-0.
Abe Dababneh from Smoke Inn, the Big 5-0. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm just stoked I just got top billing, I feel like.
Well, I wanted to kind of build it up, but...
Funny.
Man, it's always fun to have you guys with us. We got to come down and hang out with you guys in May. That was a treat. We had a lot of fun. We're coming down for Great Smoke, which is why we're here today. We're here to talk about Great Smoke. Last year's Great Smoke was awesome. Abe, I know last time you were on, we were talking about last year's Great Smoke, which was all virtual. And I think it's safe to say, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that was fucking top notch. I mean, the production quality, just the whole thing. I mean, it was fantastic. I think everyone's been waiting to see how you guys top that this year. Love the theme. The last luau, definitely exciting. Nicole's already trying to find a Hawaiian dress to wear. So she's already getting ready for that. We're going to be definitely on point and theme. But you guys are here today. You guys want to talk about it a little bit more. I'll kind of let you guys get into it how you want to. But I think that's our biggest thing is Great Smoke today.
All right. Well, first off, before I forget, you mentioned fiance. I just need to find out before we get any further. Have we set a date?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
No, one step at a time. I mean, he's bought himself some time. He popped the question. He has some time now.
Well,
I know.
the buying of the time is the engagement period. It's usually set a date.
We're trying
No pressure,
to
just-
we're trying to do one thing before we get into the wedding stuff.
Okay.
And that's our home purchase. So we wanted to we talked and we said we want to take care of that first, and then we can just enjoy the whole wedding thing. So
Yeah.
we're doing that first. I know. But like Alex said, one step at a time.
And to be fair, I'd rather have a house than a wedding. So that's top priority, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. My wife lucked out because when we got married, we had the same conversation. It was like either the honeymoon or let's go get a house. And she opted for the house, which we ended up getting. Then shortly afterwards, a dear friend of ours, Andy and Jill Cosson, Andy's actually he's been on KMA a couple times. He's made more humidors than more people realize. They've seen it, like those White House edition ones and all that stuff were all his projects he did. He was working exclusively with JR and Thompson's and started out working with Perdomo back in the day. But they're good friends of ours, and they ended up getting married in Holland, the Netherlands, and invited us to their wedding. And we just said, hey, look, we can't go. We just got married, blah, 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 bought a house. And they were so insistent, he started offering to use his miles for us to go to their wedding and stuff like that. So I'm like, I turned to Brandon and said, well, these guys really want us to go real bad. So she got the house, and she ended up going on a honeymoon. So she lucked out on that one.
wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Abe, and I'm sure you know this. Behind every powerful man, there's an even more powerful woman. Or at least that's what we want them to think.
And that's
No.
Brandy.
Listen, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I say it to anybody out there who's in a relationship, especially if, you're dating or you've been dating. A woman will either make the best out of you as a man and a human being, or she will be an anchor that will weigh you down to the bottom of the ocean. You need to decipher which you have and adjust accordingly. That's the best advice I can give anybody.
That's some good advice.
Yeah.
That's sound advice. I like
fair.
that. That is fair.
Yeah, I mean, a good woman makes a great man. I mean, they bring the best out of us. That's what I think is supposed to happen. But I've seen too many times where, man, and look, it's not just women, men, it's both ways around. I mean, so that's, I think a guy should do the same for a lady, and there are guys who are anchors for women, so it goes both ways. I'm just saying it from my perspective.
No, I agree. It is true. I mean, and it's about the teamwork too. You got to help each other, and you got to be there for each other. So, and you make those decisions together. How do we even get here?
I don't even know. We feel
What is this, a marriage counseling session?
I threw the whole show off. So Great Smoke. So yeah, look, this. Well, now I could actually. I was saying earlier this year so often. Now I could actually say last year. Last year's TGS was historic. We were very proud of it. We were very proud of all the amazing feedback we got, not just from participants and consumers and aficionados, but from within the industry, who really sent us a lot of phenomenal praise for what we pulled off. We really wanted to think out of the tank and try to do something that was more than just a flat format event. And, part of the feedback we got from everybody, especially people who normally can't travel and go to these kind of events, is they really want us to continue the virtual. And that was a challenge for us this year. And it's if people really only know the depths that have to go to make stuff like this happen, it's just even in the simple thing of selling a ticket, and the different ways that the coding has to be done on the back end, just for whether it's a live ticket or a virtual ticket and all the components. But we decided to challenge ourselves again for the first time, go back to the live format. Which, have you guys ever been to the live event?
No.
This will be
our first time.
Yeah.
So after this year, you'll see. I mean, it's just no experience. That was one of our challenges. Last year was, this live event has now had 15 years of amazing experience. How do we not dull it down by trying to do a virtual event? And I think we succeeded. So going back to the live format was always in our game plan. Never thought about not doing it. Is incorporating it now virtually for one, those people who can't get away and can't travel and can't come down and go to these type of events, and two, those people who still feel like they rather prefer the safety of their own home, which we're totally all right with too. So there are two types of tickets, and we are excited in the setup of how this is going to work. Michael Herklotz is coming back to reprise his role as he's going to be spearheading the virtual side of it. So he'll be mainly really the host and the spearhead of the virtual side. But it's going to be kind of like that Ryan Seacrest New Year's Eve, where he'll constantly be taking it to what's going on the floor. So unlike last year, where it was like a single thing going on for everybody, this year our goal is to really make people at home feel like they're there and taking part of what's going on physically at the time, whether it's the fire dancers or the volcanoes erupting or whatever we got going on at the time. Makes it easier and harder. To have a one set format, we really had no hard breaks. So, last year, if we went long, it was no big deal. We cut something else short. Where this year, there's a lot of hard transitions. So when the fire walkers or the dancers are getting ready to do a performance on stage, the production team has to be on point and getting Michael to cue out and transfer to what's going on there. So it's going to be a little bit harder on the production side. A little bit easier that instead of 68 sequences, we're probably only got 16 sequences of changing through, or maybe 20 tops. But we're excited. And Alex could tell you, I don't know if you have any of it around you, this year's what we dubbed last year the party pack is probably the most historic package in the history of the Great Smoke.
The pack that all the ticket holders will get at home with the cigars and the swag.
Well, virtual ticket holders will get it mailed out the first week of February.
Okay.
And if you're a live ticket holder, you'll receive it the day of the event when you show up. And I think you have an image of that pack, yeah?
I do. So let me throw this up on screen right now. This is the TGS party pack. So
this is what every ticket holder will be getting.
And do you have a list of what's in it? I mean, you don't have to go into every cigar, but
if you go to the website, thegreatsmoke.com, and you click on more details, it will list the 40 cigars that come in that pack. I believe the cigars alone are like a $360 retail value. And the swag that we have there is really epically huge this year. I mean, some really, really cool stuff.
Did you do the shot glasses again? I remember last year you
Shot
were.
glasses. We got the hat, the shirt.
Well, there it is. You got the
Ooh,
image up.
I like
So
that
yeah,
hat.
you got the tiki
Got the
shot,
awesome lay.
the ashtray, Drew Estate with their spray paint can lighter, which is pretty amazing. This is going to every ticket holder. So they
Oh, wow.
released this news December 11th in their Freestyle Live. They made these pretty cool collectible spray paint cans that are lighters. They sound like a spray paint can, but they actually made a limited edition TGS Great Smoke Last Luau version. So that's going to be going out. So the party packs are amazing, and if you get virtual tickets, like I said, they'll ship out the first week of February, and then everybody else will be getting them live at the event. It's the same pack whether you're home or you show up live. So I mean, it's like $165. It's probably the best deal all year round you'll ever find on a cigar package. And we sold out in record time, right? So, we only have so many packages. So we allocated 20% of all our tickets to the virtual side, and they sold out. They sold out fast. And it's been a little bit frustrating for people because we've had these limited TGS releases and you needed a ticket. Then if you're not coming in person, people haven't been able to participate in those, which is also part of the benefits of getting your tickets early.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who does events anywhere in the country will tell you the biggest nemesis and problem all the time is people waiting last minute to get tickets. It happens every year. I mean, it's just part of a dilemma of any event planning. So the reason with these limited releases was one, and this was actually Alex's idea who came up with this. It was the only way that we could take the cigars and offer them to people virtual and live at the same time. Because to do it at the day of the event would be too difficult because there's only a limited amount of inventory. You don't want to oversell it. So to line up these 5 mini events for these TGS releases, because one of the cool things about last year's Great Smoke was, we were trying to think of exciting things, being that this was going to be the first year doing it virtual. One of the things was making special releases for the Great Smoke, and we were very, very blessed to have some amazing products made from us by Steve Saka, Terrence Riley, Carlito Fuente, Pete Johnson, Rocky, and Nick Perdomo. I mean, some industry greats right there. And it was a blessing. So we decided to continue that tradition, and doing these little pre-events have been a thing. So one of the things for my birthday today, which, by the way, thank you to the thousands of PMs and messages, everybody out there who wished me a happy birthday. Thank you very much. Deeply appreciated. But on my birthday and on this show, we are going to announce that we one of the things we want to look for is we don't want to take away too much from our live ticket holders, because it is a live event. We got a big hall. You want to make sure we're filling it up with people.
Right.
We looked and assessed after the new year of where we're at, and there is an allocation of virtual tickets available right now online. So
they are live right now. Just to clarify,
they are live right now. There's a bunch of stock notifications that Alex will probably send out early, in a bit. I'll let people know, but we're announcing it here on Smokin Tabacco first.
Boom.
We have added another block of virtual tickets. So I'm telling you guys who missed out, and all the people who said, "Oh, I missed out, I waited too long," this is your shot, because I don't think we'll be putting up more after this. This is going to be it. But there is another block of virtual tickets available, which is just in time, because in literally 8 days, Alex, the next TGS limited release, the Espinosa,
The 12th, yeah, next Wednesday.
Quick question on that, Abe, if you don't mind. So on those mini releases, because some people were asking, just so that everyone can be clarified, those are only going to be online when you do those events. Are those are not going to be available in person too, right?
So here's what happens. I mean, yeah, I couldn't tell you. The TGS store is now officially open. So if you have a ticket or you bought a ticket, you should be able to access the TGS store by going to thegreatsmoke.com and entering the store. There's a button there.
Yeah.
If you buy a ticket right now, you should have access as soon as you get your transaction to that store.
Right.
All the releases. Now, one of the biggest complaints we had last year is all these releases sold out like in 10 minutes. Everybody was devastated. So we more than doubled the run this year. We wanted to make sure really anybody who wanted some would have a chance. We weren't worried about having extras because we knew they were all eventually going to go. So as these mini events happen, they're just in the store, and they'll stay in the store until they're sold out. for whatever reason, they're not sold out by the time the event day comes, we're bringing what we have left to the event day. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a limited amount. So when they're gone, they're gone.
Okay.
As we get closer to the event, more and more people will have access to the store and see these products and have availability of products. I don't really think they're going to last to event day.
I think it was more along the lines of, like, if you missed out online, if you're going in person, do you have a second chance?
So you didn't miss out online is the thing. There are still some available of each.
Yeah.
If you buy your ticket today and go into the TGS store, you'll still be able to get those products.
Okay.
They're there.
Yep.
They're
So
there.
once they're gone, they're gone. If they make it to the day of the event, we'll bring them over. But if there are none, there are none.
I
We
just
don't have
wanted to I wanted to
specially
clarify for
allocated.
everyone, because, like, you know, you guys were saying, like, last year it was a big thing, and so I was want to make sure everyone has all the information on those, because I know they're a
So
big deal.
whether you have a live ticket or a virtual ticket, you can go ahead and go on in the store and you can get those products now.
See,
Until it's
I love when we have dedicated fans. So Joel Garcia remembers a post that was literally almost a year ago.
I'm
Joel,
gonna put
that
that up.
Barber Bowl project was actually with Eric Espinosa. That was going to be our TGS release that we were working with him. It was going to be the first time they'd done 3 wrappers out of the La Zona factory. And then mid-year they had released a project with Protocol Cigars using 3 wrappers, which we felt like took away the thunder from our project. And then the guys with Dojo were working with Eric on this Diet Sarsaparilla they wanted to roll into a TGS release, which we were even more excited about because Sarsaparilla was such a huge release. I mean, and such a sought-after cigar, and a diet one with this, you know, Connecticut version, we thought would be an awesome project. And I think you guys have a video on this cigar if you guys want to run
Yeah.
it. Show it,
So
people
let
know.
me, we'll take a second here and we'll roll that video.
But this is
All right, folks. So you just watched the video. Abe, I think you did get cut off just a little bit at the beginning there with what you had said.
It's all right. I just wanted to make sure people understood that this all these releases. This is the 3rd out of 5. So we have 2 more ones coming up after this one with Matt Booth and Henderson Vendura of ADV Cigars. But yeah, these releases are made exclusively for those people who are Great Smoke ticket holders. So whether you have a virtual ticket or live ticket, you can get these. They're available in the store, and you can access the store by being a ticket holder for the Great Smoke. So these are just little cool projects that we did to thank anybody who's supporting the event and make just the Great Smoke a little bit more exciting. You know, it was a great experience for everybody last year, and we definitely thought about repeating it.
What was, so in all the planning for last year's Great Smoke, right? What was the most difficult thing? It could be the littlest detail, the biggest thing. What was the hardest thing for you to do as part of planning that TGS from last year?
I bet you Alex could answer that question.
Yeah, the timeline.
Just the timeline itself.
Yeah, I mean, because listen, it's totally new to us. I don't know how to do it. Literally, we're doing like a TV show timeline, and you know, every tweak in one section pushes another section somewhere, and you know, Abe wound up spending like 28 hours, literally, like in the shop, just working on it overnight, and
It was a live broadcast. There was no dress rehearsals. There was no script. So, like I said, there was 68 segments. Every transition had to be thought out for somebody. So, there was teleprompters there, but who's typing in what they had to put in the teleprompter? So we had to send them everything, like when we wanted Michael to cue something that had to be put on the teleprompter. So I had to sit there and figure out all 68 transitions and where the camera's going, because this was a team that never worked before. The The staging crew and everybody was out of here, Florida. The production crew came out of Atlanta. They're working together. Somebody had to air traffic control this whole thing, and that's why it kind of really looked as easy as it was. It wasn't easy, Alex, to tell you. I mean, we were all putting in time to make it, think it through. So yeah, the production side of it, and trying to think out every aspect for the camera guys, for the commercial guys, all the crew that came, was the hardest thing. It really was. And honestly, I mean, look, that was just on my end. Everybody had stress. Alex had his own type of stress. The shipping people, we've never shipped out 2,000 boxes for the Great Smoke.
Oh yeah.
I mean, kudos to the Gurkha people who let us use their factory. We had no warehouse. We were sending teams of 10 to 15 people down to where are they at? Starts with an A.
Tamarack.
Down at Tamarack, where their factory's at, and they would slave all day. No air conditioning in a warehouse. Putting these boxes together, and then truckloads going out every day. With UPS. So it was a toll for anybody. Like I said, look, if I had known really what we were getting into, I really would have hired somebody to follow the whole team and have done a documentary on the putting together of that thing.
Just a side note, and I just realized it. If you've never been or seen Gurkha's warehouse, their swag section is bigger than our entire warehouse. Just their full shit that they have. It's bigger than our forget about the cigars. Just their shit, their cool stuff is bigger than our warehouse completely.
Yeah,
wow.
The stuff they have in their unhumidified rooms is just bigger than our warehouse. But they were really kind enough, and man,
yes, they were.
We really took over a huge portion. They had to bring in a whole container just for the garbage, the boxes and all the crap that we unloaded. I mean, they were amazing. So
they were, and not only that. I mean, it's not like we brought all the stuff with us. They were housing our stuff. We were getting, shipping containers dropped off there, pallets full of stuff that were just kind of hanging in their warehouse, and they were setting aside for us. So, kudos to them. We appreciate it. We needed it. I don't know how we would have pulled it off.
No, the digital experience wouldn't have happened without really the help of Gurkha. So, those guys were really awesome to us down there.
I remember when you came on last year to talk about it. It was, I want to say, around this time of the year. And I remember you had the shot glasses, and you were like, we don't even know if we're going to get these in time. And you were all stressed. It was like days before they had to be there. And you were like, I don't know if they're coming. And it was just like, I could see it on your face, too. I mean, you guys put so much care into this, too, for everyone to enjoy. And I think that really, should be highlighted. Like, you guys, no small pebble was not unturned. I mean, you guys made sure you went through every little detail, every little item. You made sure it was right, it was there, so that everyone could experience the most that they could. And I think you guys did a great job. And I'm sure that this year has been a little bit more of some fresh air, because you're kind of somewhat back to your familiar territory with your in-person event. You kind of already know some of the logistics behind that. I'm sure it's not perfect, but I'm sure last year was definitely like a culture shock.
They changed the venue on us for the first time. So even the logistics that we've had of this live event that we were doing at the fairgrounds for 5 years now, they put us in a new building.
Yeah.
Clause number 79, they had the right to relocate us at any time. I was like, what? So, we figured it all out for the most part. I think it's going to make for a much better venue. I know it will. It's just that we literally had to, ask Alex, another 14 hours. I sat there all day redoing a floor plan that pretty much all we ever needed was a little tweaking every year. Now we had to redo it from scratch. Now instead of 2 buildings, we're in 150,000 square foot showroom. So
I'm going to tell you what my dread is this year, because I can see it. Because, we have a big venue. Last year we had timelines and everybody had to be on cue. But, we were you kind of knew where everybody was. There wasn't a lot of room to go. My dread is going to be, hey, Eric Espinosa is on in 5 minutes. You got to go find him.
That's your biggest fear of this event?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, what is yours?
The nice part about it is it's only one room.
It's only one room, but it's
harder in 2 buildings. It's harder in 2 buildings. It's only one room.
It's an awfully big room. And the thing is, we don't have time for, with the virtual event last year, if something ran a little long, we can cut something off, move something back here. There's so much moving parts in different spaces that everything's got to be on cue.
My fear is always the technology.
Yeah.
My children are having conversations behind me. I told them I needed at least an hour apiece. You guys go find somewhere to go. But yeah. But my fear is always the technology, the broadcast. For the digital experience last year, we paid over $4,000 for internet for one day.
Wow.
That's the kind of internet we had to have for that kind of broadcast. So that's my biggest fear, the technology. The live stuff, you can always adjust. We run out of ice, we run somebody down to get more. I mean, those fires can be put out and handled. But, something whacks out technically, we're all sitting here like, can you fix it? Please tell me you can fix it. Yeah. Please tell me you know what's going on.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, because we watched almost the entire broadcast last year, I don't think there was any hiccups with it. It was pretty flawless.
There was a little bit the simulcast to the guys who we were getting who did their own watch parties. Some of them weren't as smooth. Now, the only thing that wasn't written in the initial 68 segments that we had planned was the producer Monty came to me and said, "Look, we want to do this Zoom thing. What do you think? We get like 50 people all up on one screen and you can interact." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You know how to do it, whatever." So that was the one thing where we got the 50 people up, and they couldn't control who was talking and where, and it was an utter it was funny, but I mean, we after about 2 minutes, they're like, "All right, cut the scene. We're done." It didn't work. We tried it. It sounded good in theory when he was talking before, but we couldn't get it to come on live. And then, of course, Pete Johnson, who ended up having to be in Nicaragua and was unable to come to the event live, was the only manufacturer wasn't there live. He froze in the middle of his broadcast.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then Herklotz did the awesome selfie moment with him frozen on the big screen. So, I mean, but that's all you can do. You run with it. It's live TV. There's no edits, so you got to be ready to roll.
See, the panic for us was more on the backside. I don't think, and it's funny, I love our patrons for it, but they actually get a kick out of when they crash the site. But the problem is that most people don't understand is when you crash the site, when you crash the front side, you also crash the back side. I can't do anything either. We're just sitting there with our hands up as well. Couple times, site crashed before we even got the product in stock. They couldn't even buy it yet. And
is it from everyone refreshing so quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, refresh. Everybody's hitting refresh. And so when, you have a few hundred people on the site, the server feels like it's a few thousand because everybody's clicking refresh a million times. But, we got through it, and it was fun, and it was nerve-wracking, but,
I feel like
we got it done.
People, you make a good point, too, because I feel like people don't realize. When people assume you go to a website, right, that website can just do whatever you think it can do. If there's 40 billion people that want to go there, it'll just handle it. And it's like, no, not every website can handle the same amount of traffic. So when you have an event and more than usual people are there, it's going to crash. So
listen, the consumer never understands what really is going on in the back end. I mean, even somebody says, "Oh, well, I got this ticket. Can I change this ticket?" They think it's like, "Oh, okay, well, hand me this and I'll hand you." No, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of manual work that has to go into redoing this type of ticket for this type of ticket at this point. It's not that complicated. That's like the guys who do Cigar of the Month Club, right? Say, "Well, can you just throw it in my Cigar of the Month Club shipment that goes out?" Well, what you don't understand is we box the 2,000 plus boxes in one time days before. Then on the billing day, all the labels get printed out. So what you're asking us to do is to sift through 2,500 labels to find your label. No, it's not that easy. They think we're literally making them one at a time. Oh, there's Bob's order. Let's add the stick. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Yeah. But it's funny. But listen, that's part of the magic. We're not here to make it. We're here to make it look easy, right? It's supposed to appear.
Certainly did. You made it look very easy. But I'm sure it was. When you, especially last year with the whole virtual side of it. but I'm sure every year too. Do you ever find that you don't really get a moment to really enjoy it because you're just so like immersed in it, just trying to make sure it goes well for everyone else, that you never really get a chance to just even have like just a few minutes to yourself, you're like, wow, this is good this year, or wow, we really pulled this off. This is
Abe
awesome.
gets a moment. Abe gets his one moment, I
That's
think.
it. I get my
Yeah.
one moment the whole day. I mean, Alex, last year was your really first great smoke in depth, because normally you would work the store, so you would come like socially hang out in the
Yes,
afternoon and
but
come
but
back.
even last year you didn't really it was different. But your
No.
normal moment live is, and it's
Yeah.
all running around and fixing and doing, and but your moment is that first minute when you get up on stage and you
Yep.
get that.
16 years, this will be 16 years, I've barely ever eaten a morsel of food that's been served. I'm, lucky if I get a quick cocktail or drink running around somewhere. My moments at the end, when you go up on stage and everybody's just screaming, that's the best feeling. It really is. When everybody's on the ground, it's the end of the day, our work is pretty much over and everybody's going nuts. That's the best part. And what's nice is this year too, look, there was a lot of logistics we had to figure out with doing live and virtual. Part of it is, we had raffles. We loved how we did it last year, where it was every hour on the hour, 4 or 5, real easy peasy. Normally at the live event, we do it at the end, which is really a nightmare because we gave everybody opportunity to get extra tickets. So then we'd have this big drum, and then we'd wheel it out, and then we'd call out numbers, and nobody would answer. And it was such a downer after an exciting 4 or 5 hours to go through this 30-minute process of giving prizes away. So this year we just made it really, really simple. Anybody who gets a ticket gets one entry.
Yep.
And that's it. And we're going to do it on a randomizer hourly. So at the top of every hour, just like we did last, I'll be on stage. Michael Herklotz will cue it to me up on stage. Alex will pull the randomizer. We'll show what 4 or 5 prizes we're giving away. We'll randomly draw people's names, give them away, and keep it moving. So there won't be this big, depression at the end of this thing where we're just giving stuff away and looking for numbers. And being that it's virtual and live, we call a winner up, whether you're there or not. We'll mail it to you. You'll eventually get it. So there was a lot of stuff. And honestly, that was one of the last things logistics-wise we had to figure out. We actually had moved forward with doing this virtual and live, and we hadn't figured that out yet. And finally, this is the easiest way I just came up with it. Like, look, because we got people coming at the door. Then you got people there live. It's just everybody gets one entry. We could load them all up real quick, one easy shot. So normally people would have earned extra, but that when you're trying to do stuff where we're doing virtual live and this, there's certain places you got to give it up, and that was just one of the places where it gave up, where everybody will have one chance to win some cool stuff.
Yeah, and you guys did a great job with that as well. I mean, like I said, it's our first time going to the live event, so we're excited just to see it in person, to experience it, and to appreciate it, because I know you guys put a lot of hard work into that.
Also, I've never been to a luau.
I've never been to one either.
Or
Yeah.
in Massachusetts, for those listening,
neither.
like it's not a thing.
Are you gonna have like the traditional like pig roast too, with like the banana leaves or whatever, however they do it?
I know they're doing pig for the soccer dinner, the TGS pre-events dinner. The food for 3,000 people is a little bit different, so I'm sure there'll be pork. I don't think there'll be pigs. But Walt Underwood, in case you missed it, that was the announcement we made during the show. There are more virtual tickets up on sale right now.
Yeah, we got more people kind of coming in and asking that question.
Yeah.
Another question was on VIP tickets. Those are all done, right?
VIP tickets are done.
Yeah.
This is the same song and dance I do every year.
Yep.
And honestly, for our locals, it's the same 30 guys every year. They're done because the VIP, if there's a ticket, there's a seat, and there are no more seats that we are squeezing in there. In fact, just from the current floor plan design, because the stage was so massive, and we got 2 volcanoes coming in. It's pretty crazy. This is going to be a big production this year.
Wow.
I'm worried there's 2 points where there might be a little bit bottlenecking, and one is the food station, one's by the liquor, which goes to the little studio area. And there's just nothing we could do, but we can't expand the VIP. We can't make more VIP tickets. If you haven't got a VIP ticket, honestly, just go get a general admission ticket. There's really slight differences between the VIP, other than getting in an hour early and having some girls being able to run and get your food and drinks. You're not missing really anything out of the experience. Go get the general admission, because there will not be more VIP tickets. That I can tell you without a doubt.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for clarifying that too. And that's the thing, because people don't, people have been filtering in and out, so I'm making sure we kind of just keep reminding everyone who might have missed it in the beginning with the tickets. So
That Matt and Nicole is literally the worst part about this event every year. Is all the emails and PMs from people who either missed out, didn't get it, waited to the last minute. It's just like, look, man, there's nothing I could do. There's a limited number of packages. There's a limited number of chairs. We're not making more out of thin air. I mean, it's like they almost think like, oh, we're holding back. We don't want. No, if we could, we would. We just can't.
All right.
On these volcanoes, you see, you got volcanoes coming.
Two
volcanoes coming. So, like,
don't ask me about them. I have no idea.
I was gonna say, what kind of volcanoes are we talking about here? I mean,
supposedly they smoke, they do stuff. I have no idea. Listen, we had a really great woman who helped us out last year, Stephanie Zimmerman. We hired her to do the live event, and then when we opted to go virtual, I remember calling her in my office. And I literally said, "Look, about the Great Smoke this year," and her first words out of her mouth was, "Please don't tell me you're doing it virtually." I'm like, why would you say that before you want to talk? Let me tell you our idea and what we want to do. And then when I explained to her, she goes, "Oh, I like this." So last year was her first Great Smoke experience. So she's never really experienced it live yet. But she has drank the Kool-Aid. She is in the culture, the lifestyle. She's become a groupie of certain guys in the industry. And she's very excited. She's put in a lot of hard work for this upcoming TGS one. Like, the volcanoes were her acquisitions. She's like, "Do you want 2 volcanoes?" I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Who says no to that?
Yeah.
I know.
That's the real question.
I feel like, we had a comment earlier. So you guys are Great Smoke Virgins. I love it. We should start that as a hashtag. Great Smoke Virgins.
Yeah.
For all the first timers out there. That needs to trend.
True.
Great Smoke Virgins. If it's your first time, let it be known. I wanted to ask you guys about something that's non-TGS related, if I can, because it got a lot of hype and and people really loved it. We didn't get one, but the calendar, the Smokin Advent calendar that you guys did this year, I know a lot of people loved that. Are you going to do that again next year? Is this going to be an annual thing, or is this a one-time thing?
We'll probably order boxes by next week.
Yes. I have a meeting next Tuesday to finalize the packaging. Actually, he's not kidding. But it's actually going to be better. I mean, look, one of the things we're good at is we just never, whether it's the Great Smoke, the Advent calendar, whatever, we never look at something and say, okay, that's it, we did it. We really continue, and what we have in store for next year, it's going to involve adding 2 or 3 more components to it just even being just the Advent calendar. One of the coolest projects that I think we've been involved in that we were able to put together, sadly enough, the timing of when the boxes came hurt, and it is what it is. You're not going to hit a home run every time out of the park. I think instead of having 2 months to put it out there like we had originally planned, because everything was supposed to arrive in August, we were supposed to start selling in the beginning of October. It landed December 12th, I think, and we were shipping them out December 13th.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy, yeah. So we're very excited about next year's Advent calendar. But no, we got a lot of great praise from everybody who got them. Guys from the industry who were very excited about it. All the manufacturers who participated and got one were all excited about it. So we're very pumped up. And Alex is not kidding. We are literally working on the Advent calendar for next year, this year.
Well,
this year.
I brought that up because in addition to the Great Smoke, which you guys did a phenomenal job with, in years past, but especially last year with the virtual, and just as a retailer, you guys, we actually, we got to come to Boynton Beach to see the shop and see everything, and we see everything you guys do online, and we're very, very in touch with everything you guys do, and you guys do such a great job, and you are so professional about it. You put so much into it. You want it to be the best it can be, and that's not everyone does that. That's very admirable. And so it is officially January. I'm kind of pulling this one on the spot. I wasn't going to do this, but we did our top 25, our cigar of the year under Crown 10. It's now time for the Smokin Tabacco Awards, and the first one's about to be awarded.
Yeah, we've never done one or given one before.
The Smokin Tabacco's 2021 Retailer of the Year is Smokin, and all of you guys. So you are the official award. You're officially the first award that we are presenting for last year. You guys will be the retailer of the year for everything that you guys have done. Just a tremendous job between the events, the stuff you got, the projects you guys work on, the way that you guys engage with everyone online, the Smokin social group.
I just don't think any other retailer has that type of like pulse on their clientele compared to you.
And especially considering the way you guys still pulled off everything, all things considered last year. I mean, there's a lot of great retailers out there. There really, and I know you guys agree. There's a lot of great retailers, but last year, I mean, you guys, it was just wow. That's the only word I had for Abe and the Smokin team, and wow, just wow. So
wow, listen, we're honored, and honestly, we did not see this coming. We didn't know nothing about it. So
you're not the only one that can surprise people in the area.
No. And look, for us, honestly, we just love what we do. We work hard. We don't, my team's not afraid of hard work. And, it's when we get accolades or comments, whether it's from you guys or the consumers, man, that's what really makes it, that's the fruit of our labor. I mean, it's the recognition of the lengths that the team goes. And these guys, look, I mean, Alex will tell you, I'm not the easiest guy to work for. I mean, hands down, I'll tell you that right now. But the guys who I think really like to accomplish and achieve things appreciate a little bit of that insanity I have when it comes to that stuff, because I think it takes a little bit of a craziness to sometimes do what we do. I mean, I don't think sane people think up doing the digital experience last year. I think that was an off the wall, like, stupid idea. You've got to be a little bit crazy to say, yeah, this is what we want to do. We have no production experience, never did a TV show, have no idea what we're doing. Let's call this guy in Atlanta and see if he wants to do this for us. I mean, it was crazy, but I thank you guys on behalf of everybody at Smokin.
Absolutely, it's definitely earned. As I said, you guys did a tremendous job, and yeah, I think it takes a special kind of person, to be able to handle a lot of different things. I mean, you run a retail business, an online business, the events that you guys do, all the micro blends and the projects you do with manufacturers.
And it's always cutting edge. It's always new.
Yeah, it is. It is cutting edge.
It's always getting better.
Let's not even forget about the Connoisseur Club. That is fantastic. I've said it before. I think on Spare Notes with Coop. I love it. We did it for the first few months. I found it hard to commit to, and just like with my stuff that I got going on. So I was like, you know what? I know it was limited. I said I'm going to cancel my subscription, not because I don't think it's great, but because I want someone else to have the opportunity, because I know the slots were limited. But I just was like, wow, this is really fun. This is cool. And I know Carney was doing it too, and we were doing it together. He's like, did you do this month yet? Oh, I'm on number 4. I think it's that. Like, it's just so fun. It brings a whole new element to the whole cigar smoking experience.
Everything runs its course on experience, and that was a really awesome project that really was birthed out of COVID, and doing something cool and unique. We were blessed that we had really, like I said, all these wonderful manufacturers, especially this year, 2022. We have, I think, close to maybe triple the amount of participating manufacturers than we did last year. And it's a cool way to experience things. I don't think it's a long-term club. I think it's going to run its course, and we'll have to go on to the next thing. I mean, experiences come and go, and that was a very cool project, and we're very excited about, all the people we got coming up this year. But I think in 2023, there maybe have to be something next, because, like I said, this experience ran its course. How many times are you going to try special blends made for you? And I'm going to be honest with you, I know every single manufacturer. I ain't gonna lie, some of them are super stoked about experimenting and they're really, really enjoying it. But I know some of the guys are like, man, well, this is such a pain. We're stopping production to make 600 sticks and whatever. But they do it, and they're awesome, and that's why we love the relationships we have with everybody out there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been some exciting stuff that you guys have done. We're, I want to say, relatively still new to the Smokin family. In terms of just everything that we've been able to experience with you guys. It's only been last 2 years, I want to say. But just even in that time, what we've been able to experience ourselves from all the stuff that you guys have done. It's just been like, wow, holy hell. I mean, this is crazy. And yeah, I mean, the fact that, you do work with a lot of manufacturers and companies on so many different things that not everyone does. And I think that, and that's not easy either. I'm sure there's a lot of time and planning that goes into all that on your end, their end, to be able to make that work. So, it definitely, it needs to be, recognized, because you guys do absolutely a fantastic job. And not only just kudos to you, Abe, but kudos to Alex, and everyone at the Smokin team who does carry out all of your orders, wishes, and desires. And Alex, I'm sure you've had a few nights where you're like, oh man, Abe's not in a good mood, and we got so much to do. I don't know, am I gonna make it?
Well, yes, I have. Here's the thing.
I mean, they don't call you the GO for nothing. I assume it's.
I have become the designated guy to tell Abe he's not in a good mood. Like that. That's my responsibility.
So when bad news needs to go to the top of the food chain, to the king of the castle, everyone goes.
I'll do it, Abe. I'll do it.
Is it?
My bad news. I go like this. I go in Abe's office. I do this.
Yep.
I start talking to myself a little bit because I'm trying to figure out how to. And then he's like, just spit it out.
He's the worst delivery, literally. He's agonizing. I can tell by when he walks in. He walks in, he stops at the edge of my desk, he goes.
Talk to myself out loud a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what? Okay, so it's like he couldn't drag it out longer.
But honestly, I want to thank you guys for that honor. It's really appreciated. One of the things that makes it easy around here is, and this is for everybody, experience is part of the culture. It's not a strategy, it's not a procedure. Customer experience is part of the employee and staff culture here. So if you're here and you're not focused on the customer experience, you're the odd man out. You're and you wind up turning ship and understanding that this is just the culture here. It's almost not something that we have to focus on to say, it's just part of what is. The experience is what drives everything. We say it all the time. You can buy your cigars anywhere, including a gas station these days. But what makes the experience different? What makes the experience better? Or what makes the experience most of all more personal? Abe laughs. I say it all the time. Nobody's sending candy from Japan to the head of CI. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Because, I always feel guilty when people send us these care packages. I'm like, man, we're here to service them. We're happy to do what we do. And we get all these care packages, and he'd argue with me like, bro, nobody's sending this stuff to CI. They're not saying it if they are, man. This is,
Speaking of which, by the way, Matt.
Yeah.
I have still yet to get a taker. Nobody.
Oh shit! I forgot about those.
Why?
No one will dare go near these.
Hold on.
Yeah, and you know what? Hold on. You know what's funny is when I told Abe about it, he's like, "That's nothing, bro."
No,
Yeah, nobody's done it.
near this thing.
Well, I saw some girls eating it. I watched some videos. I did some research on that. Yeah, that was a phase our team was going through, man. What can you eat?
Yeah, I remember that, and I remember I was like, "What's the worst thing?"
The worst thing. So, for those of you tuning in, if you didn't know, because they just lifted up the egg and not explain what is that egg.
Yeah.
So we sent this.
I'll explain it.
Yeah.
So last year, when you guys, I think one of the first ones you did was the scorpions that Camacho did.
Right.
And then people were sending some other stuff, and I was like, "Well, what's the worst thing?" And I was talking to some people, and they were like, "Well, what about the century egg?" And I was like, I had heard of it, but I wasn't sure, and I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's gross. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for a lot of things." But I was like, "All right," and I sent it down, and I told Abe about it. I was like, "Hey, just I'm sending this thing because I don't want it to get lost." And he was like, "Okay." He went and watched some video, and he was like, "Bro, I saw some girls eating that. That's no big deal. That's nothing." And I'm like, "All right."
No one will go near it.
It is. If you don't know what it is, it's an egg. It's an actual. I think it's a duck egg that has been preserved. So like
preserved,
the egg,
it's like black and greenish. And
the egg white turns like black, and then the yolk is like a green, and it looks like a rotted old egg, but it's edible, and it's part of like regular cuisine over in Asia every day.
Well, you know what? I have an idea because I have some eggs.
You are not going to eat it.
No,
you-
I am not going to eat it.
Casey
I have
will eat it.
Some fire lollipops. I'm pretty sure I have some peanuts. I'm probably bringing this to the Great Smoke after party. Somebody will be drunk enough to.
That's
to go
Alex's
hang
way
out
of
with.
that's Alex's way of saying. So I know you're gonna be flying all the way down here. So when you get here, you can eat your eggs, and I'm gonna be like, nope, I sent them to you guys. I'm out of this. There was a question here from Dice Man. Hey, ask Abe about the guy with the green Harley.
This guy's got 8,000 million trillion stories. I don't remember.
Dice Man is a
One.
long-time local regular. Actually, honestly, shout out to him. He actually flies in from Israel every year, but he's our favorite pain in the ass. But he's been around long before my time. He's been a long-time regular, and he comes up with every question that no one will know about every time he can, and we love him for it.
I'm trying to think of what the story is with a guy with green Harley. I don't know. He's literally got like 8 million stories. They're all true. They're all true.
Jeff
No.
Batchelor says Mikey will eat it. I honestly, my first thought, I thought Casey would have eaten it. I thought he would have been like, meh, all right. He just seems like the kind of guy who like nothing shocks him anymore.
Casey ate the scorpion. He started the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, he said no to the egg.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
nobody's
I don't know if
touching
we asked
the egg.
him about the egg. Casey, I don't know if we asked Casey about the egg.
Maybe not. I mean, at that point, we took it to a whole nother level, and like guys were passing out on the floor
Yeah.
and throwing up
Guys
in the back.
almost getting hospitalized. I think
Yeah.
we gotta get off
Yeah, what was that one thing? You guys did some spicy thing.
the peanut.
Oh,
Peanuts.
yeah, that's right.
Peanut.
And it was way hotter than anyone imagined.
Well, yeah, they were eating them in sequence.
Yeah, those videos were fun. See, but I know you haven't really done them lately, but still, like that stuff's fun. Like, just the content you guys create as a retailer. I mean, it's awesome,
Content. It's just us being us. That's
Yeah.
the fun.
and
Whether-
it's so personable and genuine.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are crazy. I don't know if you guys saw. They took one of the web designers' workstation at the time and taped it all upside down. They hung his chair from the ceiling and taped his cup upside down and then filled his station up with popcorn. I'm like, are you crazy? And they actually did that to him. I'm like, this guy's gonna quit. He's gonna walk in. And they're like, oh, he's gonna walk in. He's gonna see his station. He's gonna quit. And you better start learning graphics really, really quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
But you got to let him have fun, Matt. If we're not having fun at what we do. I mean, look, I don't care what you do. I've done a lot of stuff. I mean, literally a lot of stuff. I think my own birth certificate started working at 13 years old. And I don't care what you do. You know, there's always going to be stress. There's always going to be rough days and bad days and good days. But if you can't find a way to have fun at what you're doing, man, it's hard to get up and go to work every day. I'll tell you that.
that's very true. That's
Yep.
that's an important thing that I think everyone should know. It's and you know what? Not everyone's fortunate enough to always figure that out, but when you do, it just makes life just like bliss. But yeah, no. So I think we covered all that stuff. I feel like there was something I'm forgetting. I don't know why. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Are you looking at me? I'm not a mind reader.
Well, I'm not just looking at you. I'm trying to think too. I feel like there was something. I don't know. Whatever. It'll come to me. But anyway, but just to circle back on the Great Smoke stuff. So there are more virtual tickets available now. You
Yes.
can get those from smokin.com as well as thegreatsmoke.com.
Someone did ask how many tickets there are,
Oh,
or is it
good
just like a
question.
block?
It's a block of 100 we put up.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 100 more.
Okay.
As
we
of-
put up the last block of 100. So when they're gone, they're gone. Because like I said, what we don't want to do is thin out the live venue, and
Mhm.
and the people coming live, like I said, they always wait till last minute. So we need to make sure that we have enough tickets for the people who are actually coming live to the event.
Just another reason not to wait.
Mhm.
If you wait till last minute and all we have are 3X shirts left and you're a medium, all you're getting is a 3X shirt.
Yeah.
I would love to see like the algorithms that clothing manufacturers use to know. I mean, it's a nightmare. You know, how many larges, how many extra larges do you allocate? How many 2Xs? You know, we don't just have a plethora of shirts. We have to kind of figure it out.
What people don't realize is, and this is like one of the things we're like, Well, I want to get a 2X shirt. Well, the 2Xs are gone. You know, we don't have an unlimited supply of these packages. So we have to put a static number of packages in. And we have to put them up by shirt size because we're giving you the shirt size that you were requesting. So we have to take the total amount of tickets and say, okay, well, this much percentages are going to be larges, this much percentages are going to be extra, and when they're gone, because otherwise we'd have no way to control how many packages sold. If it was just open, you could pick up whatever size you want. So
and we have to get them printed and sent to you in time too.
Yeah. So if shirt sizes run out, your shirt size ran out. It's not going to be, hey, can I switch it to this? This is out. No, it's out of stock. That package that came with that shirt size is out of stock. The upside is we never used to give away shirts or hats. It was one of the things that we started in the digital experience as an extra thank you and perk for everybody out there who was supporting this crazy event we had thought up. And we just kept the tradition rolling. So I'm sure someone could use the shirt size you got.
Very true. Very true. I think that's going to do it for us for today on the show. Unless there's anything else that we missed that you guys wanted to bring up, I think that we kind of really covered that. More virtual tickets for Great Smoke. The Espinosa, the Diet Sarsaparilla, that will be launching. When was that again, Abe? Sorry.
I think that was the
January 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So
next Wednesday.
The broadcast to go live. What we like to do is we like to everybody who gets a chance to get in the store and try it and make sure they're ready, and then we turn it on live during the broadcast. Now everybody goes nuts, and what people don't realize is because last year started such chaos is, first off, not everybody has gotten the tickets to the Great Smoke. Okay, so you're not competing with 2,000 people at the same time. It's only available to the guys who've already bought their tickets, and we've more than almost tripled what the runs were last year. So there's plenty. It will sell out. My predictions will sell out before the event day. All 5 of the releases will, but it's not a rush. They're jamming, they're slamming, they're crashing the site. Take your time, come for the broadcast, make your purchase. It'll still be there. Everyone that we have released still has some inventory still left, and I believe still exists in the store. Yes, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not crazy. We didn't want this to be a stressful event. We're trying to alleviate some of the stresses that occurred last year, and this is just one of those things. Come join us for the event. We're gonna have Eric and the Dojo guys on, since this was their product. They'll both be on during the live broadcast. We're going to talk about this cool little release we're going to do. We're going to set it up live, and the product will start shipping the next day.
Awesome. Really excited for that. And then you guys have a Room 101 and a Ventura. Henderson Ventura.
2 projects. I'm very, very excited. The Room 101 is something Matt and I have been messing around with for almost 6 years now. And the Henderson Ventura is our first time working with this guy. He is making waves in this industry. We're very excited about this project. And then there's also another little historical piece that is connected to this project that we'll release. We're not releasing much about the cigars until after we've finished this one. But it'll come out. Both these last 2 projects have some pretty cool, little quirks and tidbits to them. So we're very excited when they come out. But Diet Sarsaparilla, anybody, the Sarsaparilla fans out there, nuts. Like I said, January 12th, they'll go on sale. If you've got your TGS ticket, just be in the store when we go live during the broadcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Really, really excited. And hats off to you guys for trying to innovate on that experience. Because I know last year you guys were getting flooded with DMs. Like, I didn't get it. I missed out. The thing crashed. I didn't even have a chance. I know there was a lot of people upset last year. So you guys did it again. You found a way to improve on it, make it a little bit better. That's awesome. Everyone gets a chance. So, guys, don't forget to check all that information out. Go to smokin.com, thegreatsmoke.com. You can head to smokintabacco.com. There's a lot of information for the Great Smoke on there as well. We also have a link on our homepage that will go, I think, to thegreatsmoke.com.
Yep.
So if you can't find it, whatever, you can go there if you know how to get there, and that'll get you there too.
There's a fax link. Look, we get asked so many questions regarding it.
Yep.
94% of any question you can think of is answered. If you have any questions regarding the Great Smoke, before you call or reach out, Take your time. Go to thegreatsmoke.com. There's a facts page. Read through it. It pretty much answers most questions anybody can think of.
There you go. So go to the facts page first before you send Abe like 100 DMs and blow up his phone, especially on his birthday. So guys, stay with us. But that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you for everyone for watching, and hopefully we'll see you at the Great Smoke.
Oh. And one last thing.
Yeah.
This is not our normal episode of the week, so we're actually going to have to probably tease Michael Herklotz a little bit because he is coming on our show Thursday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So on our regular scheduled show on Thursday night,
Yep.
our regular primetime show, will be Michael Herklotz of Ferry Otego making his return. And last year he came on just as the Ferry Otego announcement was made, so now we can catch up with him a year later and kind of follow up with everything he's been doing and just kind of how everything is going since the launch of the brands.
And we can talk to him about TGS last year.
Yes,
so.
we can talk to him about the Great Smoke, both last year and this year. Michael's always a lot of fun, as you two obviously know. We love Michael to death. He is a fun dude. So we're really excited for that show. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
One of the most integral components of putting last year's event together was securing his presence to help put it all together. Seriously.
And again, a lot of people we've shared it, but you have no idea how close that was to almost not happening last year.
Just Michael not coming?
Yeah. It was COVID. It was giant winter snowstorms in New York. Yeah. We were stressing it to the last minute Friday.
We had Fred Rui on deck ready to drive up Saturday morning from Orlando.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that would have been fun too.
That would have been a good number 2, but Michael,
that's a good number
Fred.
too. I mean, I love Michael, but I mean, Fred would have been cool.
We really sat around. Now it's all right. Who's the backup? Who's the backup? We need to start to do a backup.
Fred was I said, listen, here's your choices. Fred is number 2. I'm your distant third, if absolutely necessary.
I would have liked to see that. See Alex up there.
You should be up there, Alex.
Trying to do his thing.
This
is a lot bigger than KMA.
I don't mind that, but here's my problem. KMA, we go to that break at 11 o'clock for commercial. I beeline it to the bathroom.
Literally. I hear the door slam.
Yeah, so I don't know 8 hours what I was going to do.
I mean, I have some ideas, but you probably wouldn't like them. There's always a way. Don't ever forget. There's always a way. Oh man, too funny. But yeah, so that's what I got. So don't miss that on Thursday. Don't miss out on the Great Smoke. We're gonna be there.
Yep.
These fine gentlemen will be there, obviously. So don't miss out on that. Whether you're going or you're watching from home, don't miss out. Seriously, if you've never done any of it ever at all, get a ticket, be involved. It's a great time. And guys, we'll catch up with you. Like I said, stay with us. We'll catch up with you, after the show. But that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, everyone.